All right, guys. Good morning on this beautiful Sunday. Hope you guys are enjoying life, enjoying everything that's going on. Um, Welcome into the third and long Pick Six show, guys. Um, Last week, I'll admit, was a terrible week, so get right into it. It was a bad week. First bad week I've had a couple of years at least. And it's all proven if you go and look at my track record, winning season the last two seasons, and started off slow the first couple of weeks, but was still positive. But boy, what an atrocious week it was. It's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. The NFL has been a couple of some games and stuff. It's just been on not things that you've expected, especially with certain teams, the way certain games have been going. Um, Kind of just all around. Especially with the way that the Chiefs have started the season, the way the Colts have started the season, players getting injured. Seattle's not, playing up to par where we thought they were, especially after the first week. So it's been a bumpy 3 weeks. It's been up and down. It just shows how good the NFL is, how good teams are. There's a lot of really really good teams out there, and it'll start to even out though as the weeks go on. That's for sure. I think it'll start to show its colors, which teams are really good, which teams are really bad, and it's kind of shown that the last couple of weeks, especially. But man, it's been tough. But back to the grind. Let's get right at it. We're gonna try and improve this week. Let's have some faith, and we'll get right into it. First, first and foremost, let's just enjoy the day. Let's enjoy the Sunday. A lot of good games on. More importantly, there's a sidebar: MLB playoff race, AL. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild finish. So, first pick. Let's get right into it. Listen, I got the Lions at +3. They're heading to Chicago, but the way that Chicago's played with Fields, he just does not. Everybody's been preaching to play Fields. And he started last week. He came in the second half for the 2 weeks ago. Lions have been playing extremely good football. Them really moving the ball up and down the field very very well. Despite their 0-3 record, it's no shame to them. 66-yard field goal Justin Tucker hits last week for a game winner. I mean, who would have thought that happens? Lions have been in every game. The offense has been tremendous. The Bears offense is just one of the worst offenses in the league, only averaging like 190 yards a game. So I don't expect that to improve at all this week against the Lions. So the Lions getting +3 here. I'll take that all day. Goff's been playing really good. The defense should be solid enough where they can get to the rookie quarterback. I just don't see. I don't see how Nagy's going to be able to move the ball with against Detroit. They haven't really shown anything that's been really good at all. Even last week when Fields has been on the field. So I like the Lions +3. I'll take the points on that one. In my opinion, the Lions should be favored in that game. Cleveland Vikings. Listen, Vikings actually, they really impressed me last week. I didn't expect them to beat Seattle the way that they did. I know that they were really desperate for a victory because, going down 0-3. But the way that Kirk Cousins has been moving the ball and he hasn't been throwing any interceptions, that's very impressive. And given both of these offenses, I expect both of these offenses to move the ball, especially the way that Cleveland moved against Kansas City. Their offense is powerful. I think OBJ is back this week. I didn't really look into that, but over 51 here. I mean, how can you not take the over? The way that these two offenses have been moving the ball, especially, like I said, the Vikings, they just really impressed me the last week. And they've really been in every game. They probably should be 2-1 when you think about it when they missed that field goal against Arizona. But I love what Kirk Cousins is doing. I've never been a big fan of Kirk Cousins, but they really got something on the offensive side going really good. So the defense needs to figure it out a little bit, but they held Seattle. I mean, they pressured Wilson. They held Seattle to minimal points. I mean, Vikings sit in a good position where they probably could, they could stop making a run with some of these games. It's like a pick 'em right now between the spread, so It's really a toss up, but I like the points. I'll take the over 51 on that one. Colts head to Miami. Listen, Colts are in a desperate need of a victory. They're getting 2.5 points here against Miami. Carson Wentz has been banged up. His ankles are hurting. They're moving. He's moving slow. Um, Hello, cat meow, baby kitten. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Glad to see some live viewers here. Give a shout out to you. Um, but yeah, I think they're in a desperate need of a victory. They fall to 0-4. I mean, they're already 0-3, and it is looking bad for them right now. And they fall to 0-4, and there is just probably no hope, no getting out of where the hole that they're digging themselves in. Tua is not playing, but Brissett did look pretty good against the Raiders. But given the Brissett, he threw 46 pass attempts only to throw for like 220 yards last week. That is not very impressive. So they're not moving the ball down the field very well. The last drive really, I think, made them look like that they were better than they were. Given that the Raiders kind of were just very lackadaisical on that last drive. So they were moving down the field, but it was the end of the game. So, 2-minute warning, sometimes the defense just doesn't tighten up. They get too loose, and then they kind of let stuff like that happen. So that's why kind of Miami was in that game, and they had the overtime. So then they had more pass attempts. So the Dolphins struggle with Brissett. Tua gives them a much better opportunity. So given that the Colts are going on the road, though, but getting 2.5 points, they're in a desperate need of a victory. I expect them to win this game, and they need it bad. They cannot fall to 0-4. So they're going to come out strong. They are, and I never go with my team. I'm a Colts fan, if you know. I never like to go. But with them, it's desperate. It's desperate time for the Colts, and they got to win. So I'm going with them plus 2.5. Listen, this is going to be a great game. Carolina at Dallas. Both teams look tremendous. Carolina looks really good, but Carolina is without McCaffrey. And being without McCaffrey is going to hurt them. Dallas is only -4 right now. Granted, they played the Eagles last week. They manhandled them, but their offense all season has been clicking on all cylinders, averaging 30-plus points a game. This team is hot. And for them to be at home, Carolina's coming in. Carolina's going to have a tough hand against the defense. I believe they're going to be able to move the ball, and Darnold's going to have a big chip on his shoulder to show that he really can play well against these tough teams, these really good teams. But without McCaffrey, they're just going to – that's one dimension that they're going to be missing. And I like Dallas at -4 in this spot. I believe Dallas should probably be at least -6 in this spot. So for them to be -4, I expect them to do exactly what they did against the Eagles last week. I expect them to score a lot of points. I don't see Carolina scoring as many points as the Eagles. I expect them, they'll probably be around 17, 18 to 20 points, but I believe Dallas is going to win by double digits here. Dak is looking phenomenal. He's already putting his name in for an MVP. And how can you blame anybody who wants to say that Dak's going to be an MVP? He is playing out of his mind. And when he is on the field, I said this when, at the week 1 breakdown against Tampa Bay, when he is on that field, he is the fuel for that team. When he's off the field, Dallas is a completely different team, and it showed last season. And he's looking phenomenal. He's moving the ball. He's running. He's moving out of the pocket. It looks like he's never was even injured. So I like Dallas -4 in this spot. 2 games left. Listen, Cardinals and Rams, another great game. But the Rams are for real. Rams defense is for real. The way that they handled Tampa Bay and Tom Brady last week just proved on how good of a team that they truly are. They moved the ball very well against a very tough Buccaneers defense. And Buccaneers defense is way better than the Cardinals defense. And the other thing is that the offense is better than the Cardinals offense as well. Given how Cardinals have been playing with a little bit of fire last couple of weeks. It was tight against Jacksonville for a good portion of the game, even though they handled them very well at the end. But it was very tough for them. Carolina, they should. I keep saying Carolina. Cardinals should have lost that game against the Vikings, but they were throwing up a lot of points and they were giving up a lot of points too. So they're playing with fire here. I believe that they're going to get their first loss. Rams, divisional game, and plus it's at home for the Rams. They look really, really solid. So Rams at 4.5 here. I'm going to take them at -4.5. Again, I believe that they should be like -6, -6.5 here in this spot, similar to the Cowboys situation. So I like what I see there. Last game, Ravens traveling to Denver, another road game for the Ravens. But listen, despite Denver's 3-0 start, it's kind of an illusion in the sense that of the teams that they've played. Ravens, had an emotional victory against the Chiefs, and then they came back against the Lions. So, remember in that game about the game prior, which was the emotional victory against the Chiefs, and that was a big victory for them. So for them to still keep their head high and come out with the victory against the Lions, despite that 66-yard field goal, the Ravens are one of the top 5 teams in the league right now. They're playing really good. I believe that they'll be able to come away with the victory against the Broncos here. Teddy Bridgewater has been looking good, but I believe that the way that they're playing against some of these teams, they've been lucky to have a 3-0 record. So they're playing one of the top 5 teams. Ravens defense shown last week against the Lions, especially a team that has been moving the ball really good, that their defense can step up when it's needed. So for them to be getting to only be -1.5 in this spot, I got to take them Ravens at -1.5. I love that one. Probably my favorite pick of the day is probably the Cowboys over Carolina. Like I said, -4. It's hard to pass that up. Here's a breakdown of just some of the picks. So we got the Lions at +3, Browns Vikings over 51, Colts +2.5. Desperate times. It's desperate right now. They got to get it. Cowboys -4, Ravens -1.5, and the Rams -4.5. That's the pick 6. As a sidebar, a really good game tonight. Obviously, we all know Tom Brady's heading back to New England. Tampa Bay's playing up in Foxborough. It's going to be, somewhat emotional kind of, sense and blah, blah, blah. Let's get through that. But, they're probably going to break the passing record. This game is set up perfect for them. Patriots said that they weren't going to stop. They were just going to do a pause if and when he did break the passing record over Drew Brees. So that should be interesting to see. But a lot of other good games today. A couple other ones that stick out. Kansas City, they were on my radar, but -7.5. I wish it was 6.5. If it was a point less, I would take them over Philadelphia. But I do believe KC still probably gets the double-digit victory, but I didn't really want to take the chance because they've been kind of iffy on the defensive side. So not really sure what's going on. Big spread with Buffalo, though, -17 over Houston. Wow. Houston's been playing pretty good this season, but Buffalo really seemed to turn it around after that loss against Pittsburgh in week 1. They were probably embarrassed that they lost like that. Another good game today, Pittsburgh and Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers shown last week that, he's, really, really, obviously we all know he's really good, but Big Ben's really struggling. So Packers and Pittsburgh -6. That was on my radar. I would probably take the Packers in this spot. Pittsburgh looks terrible and lost. I don't know how much longer Big Ben's going to be lasting out there with them. But those are just a couple other sidebar games. So hope you enjoy your NFL Sunday. Don't forget to check me out. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, on Twitch, and on YouTube. It's all the same handle. Let me hide this. It's at The Real Ray Yours. You can see it down there in the bottom. That is my handle for all those platforms. So please don't forget to follow, like, share, and make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button. And don't forget to tune in next week. The Just Saying podcast will return next week. We've been on a break for the last couple of weeks. Have been having some things going on, doing some house renovations and stuff. So I haven't really had much time to do it, but we will return this week because we got a lot to talk about. So don't forget to tune in there. Don't forget to go follow. We're on all platforms. You can find this show and Just Saying podcast on all major platforms. So enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for viewing. And let's go. Enjoy your day.